The Ministry of Justice is responsible for the courts, prisons, and probationary services in England. In carrying out their duty, they have three key priorities: to protect the public from serious offenders, to reduce reoffending, and to deliver swift access to justice for all. Now, these concepts are inherently linked because protecting the public doesn't just end once a case enters into the court process. It's vital that we deliver swift access to justice in order to minimize the impact to the victim across the court process. And this is vital to do because 2% of Crown Court cases fail due to the victim refusing to give evidence every year. And one of the key deciding factors in this is the timeliness of that court case itself. So as part of our faculty fellowship, I've been working on these problems by building machine learning models to predict the timeliness and the factors that may lead to victim dropout in court cases, and contributing to this effort across the MOJ. So constrained by timelines to data access, we decided on a 4-part work package, starting off by introducing new socioeconomic variables to scope deprivation as a possible causing factor in court case timeliness, then conducting a thorough code-based review of the existing MOJ prediction pipelines, followed by introducing an MVP dashboard, and finally combining these 3 previous insights into a predictive modeling approach. So when you're reviewing a predictive pipeline in government, you have to understand that you're dealing with sensitive data. And as a result, it's a key priority to be interpretable and explainable. As a result of this, I recommended and introduced new methods to quantify the variance in the predictions of models and their dependence on variable choice, allowing us to quantify the effect of modeler choices and to ensure that we could clearly statistically understand why certain variables had been chosen. Following on from this, we identified that there was a time delay when communicating exploratory data analysis to both the modeling team and stakeholders. As a result, we introduced a dashboard to make this process more dynamic, incorporating iterative design feedback from the MOJ stakeholders themselves. And this is being used to visualize new data sets that are being produced across the MOJ. Now, finally, combining all of these into our predictive modeling, remember what we said before: interpretable methods are king when you are dealing with sensitive data. As a result, we chose to maximize the explainability of our predictions by utilizing primarily tree-based approaches such as XGBoost, decision trees, random forests, etc. These were also well suited to our problem because the alpha CGS dataset is primarily composed of a large amount of categorical variables. So what are the outcomes of this? Well, one of the great things that we've been able to do is be able to use SHAP values to identify key contributors to victim dropout on an individual case-by-case resolution. Let's look at a synthetic example of this. What we can see here is from the top leading column is that actually what we found was that the relative time between events in the court case was actually a much better predictor of victim attrition than characteristics related to either the victim or the plea or the court or the offender. And this is really interesting. As well as this, what you can do with tree-based models, one of the great advantages of tree-based models is that they partition the data set over different features. By combining those feature interactions and looking at second and third order interactions, we can look at which are giving us the greatest predictive gain. And we've used that to flag several variables which have a greater predictive effect than we would necessarily want in this situation. So finally, what's the impact of this? Well, unfortunately, we think we've saturated the current predictive potential for our data set. But what the upshot of this is that we've also seen that a time-based approach is a much more effective way of modeling the problem. So what we're recommending is that we rescope the problem to incorporate more data sets from the MOJ's court timeliness predictive teams. And in doing so, we hope we can highlight key factors and indicators of concern for victim attrition, leading to a better justice system and a more equitable future for all. Thank you.